Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with Law Resistance, and we're taking a close look at intelligence continuing. But I have to come back. I'm really sorry about all this, but you don't know how much it helps if you subscribe. I presume many of you all have subscribed. If you like the videos, but just posting a comment below, just say hi, hello, whatnot. That is extremely important for many reasons, including just for me to know how many people are actually watching and not just clicking on, but watching this enough and care enough about this to have this series continue, or any series particularly continues, because number of clicks are extremely important, number of watch minutes are extremely important for these things, but also just for me is to show your interest. Are you interested enough to say hi? If you're not interested enough on this or some other series, some series, and I'm not talking about this one necessarily, how long this is going to continue, or Hearts of Iron 4 or anything like that. This isn't a holding hostage any of this stuff. It's just the brutal fact of things that we need to have. I need to have you guys participating a little more in things. So I love just having you here, but it really helps if you comment on things. So I really do appreciate that. And what can I say? It's been a long time since a woman has. Okay, well, we need to not go too much further on that, Drunken Barbarian, please. Thank you. In the agency. Okay. I'm liking the new DLC. I have my problems with it, but I'm overall liking it. So I think it's a little too restrictive as into the number of operations or the time it takes to getting the operations going. So yeah, there is that. Upgrade description in the agency. Don't know what you're referring to there, Ari. So a little more specificity, as in, I don't know, are you wanting me to call it something other than Abwehr, or I don't know what you're... Open up the agency. Agency branches, intelligence agency, yes. Cryptology. Form departments, right. Well, currently we're doing diplomatic training, which is... Oh, decryption, but you said description. Okay. You're probably audio correct. Okay, yes, decryption. We need to government cipher and whatnot. Yes. Yes, I just didn't understand your autocorrect there, or whatever. So we will get to that. We are currently defending down here in Marika. From Soviet attacks. Yes, we will be looking at that. Diplomatic training. Okay. First off, we're pushing there. Now, yes, we will do some machine assisted. So we need to first radio interception group. Keep building on that. Yes, command points. Don't know how much we can do upgrading of commanders that haven't been... Okay, yeah, see, a lot of these, well, I don't know if we want entrenchment speed for him. Trickster. So I don't want to just upgrade these, because if we get them training on some other stuff. Collab government. Yes. Well, we're going to head in that direction eventually, but I don't know if any of you guys in chat right now, if there's a way to rapidly get more operatives, to have more active operatives at any one time. Well, we're not going to do battle plans. We're trying to steal naval blueprints again. We're going to see. We have 8 days left to see this operation if it's successful. We have, currently we have Willem Canardus for the +1 operative slots right now. I don't know if there's another one there that would increase it further. I don't think so, at least not one that's generally available to us, I don't think. So we have that. Ah, okay, Yeet Boy, you've changed your name over here. Okay, boom, bam, cool. Yes, we have Kunaris. So, he's here, he's doing his thing already. Yeah. Yeah, so we've yet to get more faction members just yet. And I think this is my problem with the current implementation of intelligence is they've been unable to automatically repeat. So couldn't repeat the operation automatically. Okay, under cover of our adverse weather, our team found previously scouted trail. Okay, they keep doing the same thing. Way through, finished. Okay, outlook, excellent. So I gather we probably got some naval intelligence. No, why am I clicking there? Do we see a bonus somewhere here? Bonus to research. Oh, here. Oh, 200%. Okay, so we have inclined belt armor scheme. We have that. There it is right in the center. Looking all around it. Okay, so we can do that when we have another slot open up. Which will be, well, in a while. Not 30 days or so, but not terribly long. Yeah, I just have to spot things. Okay, so we've completed that. Excellent, close. Okay, now we've got these 3 guys. Collaboration as governments. Where do we want to do? Do we want to try more spying for ships? I don't know. Now that we've sort of done that. Should we look all the way to the Soviet Union, or should we look at the Netherlands, or Norway, or where might we want to set up a collaboration as government? Poland, France. No, not Poland. Definitely not Poland. France. We're already going to presumably have Vichy France happen, so I don't know that that is where we want to go with that. Reichskommissary thing for the Benelux. Yeah. You're right, we do. Where it's. I know, I'm just not used to playing with the various mods. Befriend the Netherlands, Norway. Just so jumping around with all these various line Hungary. And yeah, you're probably already shouting at me where it is. So I'm gonna look up okay, Soviet Union. Yeah, Are we sure? So I play so much Black Ice and other things, may seem like I don't know this very well, because I don't know this very well. Reintegrate, yeah, I know about that. War with France, Atlantic. Are we, is it over here? Atlantic Wall, West Wall, which we need to do. Line Hungary, oh right, oh here, okay, Reich Karma, sorry. Those lands. Oh, there we are. Norwegian, Netherlands, Belgian, Ostland. Do extra research slot, please. Oh, there's so much to do here, but maybe. It's 37, yeah, we probably could do that. Because my understanding is, yes, you set up a puppet government more so than you set up a territorial control. I think we're going to try for the Netherlands. It may not be the best thing, but I think it's early enough. So, well, oh, linguist, safecracker. Filtration, okay. Okay, we're going to take him, and we're going to, I guess, start building up an intelligence network in the Netherlands. Here, to get that. You take tall. You see, this is some of the time frame that I'm a little, the Stasi thing, well, or Yugoslavia, whatever. Yeah, okay, Ari. Don't waste your spies resource on a minor, do it to the Soviets. Okay, I don't think you're getting the point of this exercise, Ari. The point is to learn about the mechanics, not to necessarily do it on the do it to be most effective in the game. I'm just trying to learn a bit more about how this works. So yeah, we're gonna do it on the Netherlands. I don't know that it's the best choice. I don't necessarily think it is the best choice, but I think it's maybe a doable. But maybe it's not going to be all that doable. But maybe we leave the Netherlands alone until we take it through, or set up a collaboration together. Hello, Mr. Marcin. How are you doing today? Well, the combat AI sucks. Because when you say AI, it's a big field. The combat AI. Now, some of the diplomatic and some of the other AI seems to work all right, but okay, they pushed me out of there. But okay, now we have 2 divisions here. Come on, nationalist Spain, be better at this. Okay, now we're going to start expanding our military factories. Google silly cadet ignoring us field marshals. You're right. But for me, well, like I say, I'm just trying to figure this out, how this works. What would it take to do the Netherlands to get them? Yeah, the research slot is likely. West Wall can wait. That's only 35 days, and it's nice, but yeah, that's. Okay, yes, Soviets accept the treaty, very nice. Well,
Ihre Befehle? Bereit? Achtung! Zuhören.
I'm trying to think of how I should say this. I'm playing the base game now mostly to learn the intel of what's going on. What I want is a game, and obviously this needs work, serious work here. And we do now have, well, a little more army experience. Got a lot of air experience from our battles. But I want a game that better realistic divisions are the best to use. Yeah, well, doesn't mean I'm good at learning these things, just the mere fact that I've been doing it for a long time. Okay, right, those are gonna wait until I get, because I followed that. Yeah, let's get anti-tank guns rocking. And now that we should be able to, 78 days, yes, let's get the Panzer IIIs going so that we can start those in production. Why the hell is Spain not reinforcing down here? There may be good reasons, but I don't know them right offhand. Okay, we need more of a network build up there. I guess we'll wait on that. Oh, we need scout planes. Let's get a couple of those factories going. Yeah, well, I do, when I've played with multiplayer stuff, I do draw battle lines in multiplayer because they don't like to pause as much as I'm pausing the game here. And let's get it from the Soviet Union. And I'll do that for particular auxiliary fronts. Like when I was playing as the British Raj in a big multiplayer game, I had, you know, defensive lines prepared for doing the Japanese while sending a British Expeditionary Army to go fight in North Africa, and I was micromanaging the North Africa fight, but had the others set up over here. And I quite honestly don't necessarily pay attention to quote-unquote width of the division here. What I do look at is I need more artillery set up in here. Right now I'm looking at this number here and just wanting to increase the number of divisions. So I don't know if putting more artillery in now is useful. And so we will get there, is my plan, is to having more both support elements here. Obviously there's a max number that's not terribly high, but also more here. So that's what I'm looking at doing, Ari. It may not fit your idea of the most efficient, and I'm not saying it is the most efficient. So yeah. And so yes, my intentions are to upgrade them beyond what they are now. But at the moment I have a these units here fighting, and we can see here, and maybe I should with the motorized division. That's a reasonably good division. We got reconnaissance, engineers, and artillery. We don't have any anti-aircraft built, and we don't have AA, so that's not really going to change much. Here, my biggest problem here, well, some more infantry would be useful, so let's see. That's getting more to my liking for a division. But you see, look at this here. 500 additional motorized units and 0 available. And what happens when you put in a division? What happens when you have a division that doesn't have enough motorization? It slows down, and it'll be even slower than an infantry division. So yeah, I don't want to change this right now because I don't have enough trucks to deal with it. Send an attaché to Japan or China. That could be a good idea. Let's see, would Japan let me send an attaché? Okay, we have the command points in that, and it looks like they would. So let's do that. Oh, they will not accept one. Okay, well, China. Send an attaché. They will not accept one. So neither side is allowing me to send an attaché. Good idea, but yeah. Oh, no, they do get slower. Oh, God, no. Unless something has radically changed recently. I remember that, when I went in and changed a bunch of, I don't know if it was motorized infantry or was armored divisions. So I think it was a group of armored divisions. I went and added half tracks to their order of battle, and I had less than 10% half tracks for the number. They barely freaking moved. I mean, infantry divisions were rushing past them. So, oh no, the motorization level of a division matters greatly. So, you need to keep that in mind. So that is why we're trying to build up trucks. We're down 1,000. We're not producing enough. I'm hoping they're prioritizing my front. there. Let's do signals. Yeah, siding with China as Germany just really doesn't have much upsides, and the game, I don't know, isn't well organized. Because what happens, at least in my experience, is that essentially the U.S. still comes to war with you, even though over Japan, even though you're actively fighting against Japan. So maybe some of this has been tweaked enough that it doesn't do that anymore, but I'm far from sure of that. Oh, well, yeah, between now and the war starting, we're planning on that, Ari. That's the plan, but not now. I normally upgrade the infantry divisions in the... my normal procedure here is to definitely add more support units and then add one or two more artillery brigades, or whatever you want to call them here, for the infantry. Armor, definitely more infantry, more the support stuff, and oh yeah, no, that's my normal procedure, so I don't know what you're talking about. Now, I don't know what the width, because I just don't pay attention to that number, so, and maybe I should more, but I don't know what the width of the divisions are that I normally have by the proper start of the war is, but it's significant. Martyrs and whatnot are a little less likely. It comes down to sort of production and what I have. If I don't, you know. So we need more trucks, particularly. So let's do 2 more factories of trucks. Sure thing, Brett. You fall back to there. I just didn't want to be cut off. And for some reason, we're having all these... This just has to be AI silliness still. I get the ideas of rear areas and reserves, but what the hell are all these divisions doing back here? And they've been seemingly here for a while. Now, it's probably it's probably not the same division sitting here. It's probably division. Oh, I'm going to go to here. No, I need to go to here, and back, ping-ponging back and forth, starting to move. Okay, there's your extra research slot. Very good, very useful. Coal liquefaction. We want to do that now. And, let's try a quick save and reload. I tend to find that sorts out all the weird AI stuff. Oh, that's an idea. Okay, well, we'll do, yeah, let's do that. We'll spend that to boost the dive bombing research capabilities. Let's come over here and increase this while I'm thinking about it. And then let's do this. Let's save. And then let's load game. Let's see if that sorts out the AI. Yeah, okay. Maybe. We'll see if they actually get off the So I've been noticing them sort of sitting back here. Yep, it seemed that did it. Thank you, Drunken Barbarian. Because these guys should not be holding the line. These should be your spearheads to attack, and we had done very well with that. Now we're facing Soviet divisions, so that once they come in here is not maybe the place. Yep, that cleared it up. So yes, still having serious AI problems. Okay, I don't think I want to build more radar where we have it. Let's build a few more military factories. Let's come over here and do that, and let's increase tank production. Hey, thanks for following. How are we with the Netherlands? Okay, we have 43% here for the Netherlands. Prepare a collaborationist government. We do not have the required. Yeah, okay, so we have a little bit more time. We have 7% more to get that started. Okay, well, very good. Now we have good tanks. Now, first we're going to don't know if any of these help the heavy fighters, heavy fighter reliability, Falkwolf, Junkers. No, what we need to do is go to extensive conscription now. We need to do that instead, so let's come back to here. Yeah, we'll do this anyways. Okay, well now we have substantial forces down here. Okay, guys. They're really low on equipment right now. What I'm going to do here is we're going to disband this unit. That will get us more motorization. And we're going to disband. Now, now let's come to our here. Yes, we're going to cancel that. That should get us, and we'll put more trucks into production right now. We also need to put those into production, but they're going to come a bit later. Okay, well, you come out of there. This has become a failed front because we didn't do so well. Let's come up to here and see if we can cut off that. And now we get the research bonus. And have we? Not yet. We need 2 more %. And now organize yourselves up. And by the time we're here, the pocket's almost gone, but we'll still attack. Radio intercept group. Oh, yeah, no, come over here. Machine. There we go. Let's. Do that. Now, how are we doing with the intel up here? Okay, so we've got intel here. Okay, prepare collaborationist government. Click to view details. Okay, we need 2 people to do that, which we have them here. Outlook excellent duration. Okay, so we'll use you and we'll use you there. And we'll get that going. Very good. Yeah, I am. I didn't know that there was any sort of particular decryption operation we wanted to do at the moment. But maybe I'm missing something. Let me turn off the heater and I'll be right back here. The reason I went slower when you put Mac in templates is because it's slower than motorization. No, Ari, you're wrong. You're wrong. It wasn't slower than motorization. It was slower than walking infantry. Because if you have the units but you don't have the motorization, it actually slows it up more than the infantry unit does. Well, maybe it's changed since I dealt with it, but it was super slow. So I've gotten into the habit of making sure that I have not necessarily enough to fill all needs, but I don't want to add, say, stuff that doesn't exist, because it super slowed them down in the past when I've dealt with them. And yeah, old habits may die hard. Okay, well, let's take out that Soviet Mountain Division if we can. I see right there. We have Madrid now. We don't want to lose it. Okay, let's push there. Now, pack 36s, very nice. Yeah, I know we can do anti-tank. We will want to do anti-tank. How badly are we still doing on motorization? Okay, well, one more factory for motorization. Okay, so we have Economic Intel Department. Let's do portable radios for more effectiveness. Coal liquefaction, very good. Land doctrines, yeah, that will really help. But synthetic rubber, war economy is where we want to go. But we're already in 37 and we could do onslaught, so that's, I think, what we'll do next. Anti-commentary pack should not be 70 days. No enemy ciphers are being decrypted, but I don't. You know, is there any sort of? Well, let's see. I don't know if that's going to help us. 400 days. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we can do in 400 days there with France. I guess the lead time I wasn't looking at so much because I was thinking because we're not at war, but yeah, lead time might really be necessary to start now. We can cut these off here, we can create another pocket there. Or should we go after their capital? I don't know. Portable radios, very nice. Encrypted, we'll do that now. And free factories. Okay, now let's come down here because we want to make. Oh, we need more rubber too. Yeah, we'll buy it from France. Let's go up. Okay, we're really outdistancing the British there. Oh. Push into there. Support that attack. Hello, Thor. How you doing? No, just right now I would say minimize contact with others. Yes, food is obviously. Oh, am I trading for chromium, which I no longer need? I very well might be. Available. Okay, so let's. Yeah, let's cancel this. Thank you. That hopefully. We can do that. Yes, very good. Orders as in buying orders, doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing good. So, I am very concerned about things. Generally speaking, it's a very important issue. I think there's a little bit much panicking going on. let's build it out here. Build a fuel tank, reserve tank there. How is our intelligence doing up here? Oh, we're prepared. Okay. Prepare collaboration with government. Commence.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Yeah, I don't know that I have. I don't know about that IKB. So, it's definitely a big impact in China. This could have either the ability to bring down the Chinese government or the ability to strengthen the Chinese government. If the Chinese people think the Chinese government is, shall we say, taking the right measures, it will probably increase support for the government. If the Chinese people believe that it's bungled everything, then probably, well, it's possibly, not probably, possibly bring down the whole government. And I don't mean just change in leadership at the top. I mean collapse the Communist Party and everything. But I don't really know what the Chinese people are really looking at. And so, yeah, masks are much more socially acceptable in Asia than they are in European countries, face masks. And that may not help you from catching it, in the sense that you wearing a mask may not keep you from catching it. But if people generally were wearing more masks, it would probably radically slow down the spread of the disease. So that is a significant thing. And I didn't quite 1% all of them there, but let's see you there. Okay, very good. Very interesting to know, Brett. I do sort of have, you know, sort of Twitter and other sort of contacts with people in the region, besides yourself, though you're one of them, that I'm getting some of my information from. But I always wonder what the Chinese are saying on social media that they know the government is paying attention to versus what they are doing. Yeah, supply chains are going to be an interesting thing, and we can talk briefly on that. Some of the stuff, like the toilet paper BS that's happening, at least in America, that's all going to be over in a few weeks, and then it's not going to hurt the supply chain, because all the manufacture, and I don't know where the toilet paper is manufactured, whether it's in the US, in India, in China, or wherever, but is going to go back to normal, and people are just going to be stuck with too much toilet paper for quite some time. So that's sort of a BS temporary thing. I'm now very much thinking well, there have been several reasons that I put it off, but I'm going to probably get a new monitor and a few other things in a few days because the Chinese supply chain is being interrupted, and including interrupted on the electronics thing. So prices may skyrocket. Unfortunately, prices skyrocketed on GPUs and other things just when I needed to buy one, and I tried to wait that out and I couldn't. So yeah, some of the electronics and other things may very well be hurt because of the supply chains. And so that can be a problem long term. So yeah, I don't know how bad it is. I think coronavirus is maybe not dooming the Chinese government from the Chinese perspective, as Brett's saying, and I'm totally believing what he's saying. Don't make me don't anybody think that I'm not, because he's a good source of info. It's just from a outside perspective, I think this has shown the dependency on China and the problems with dependencies on a single source. This has nothing to do necessarily with China or even the Chinese Communist Party, which are two different things, and people often conflate the two, especially Chinese, when you talk negatively about either about the government or about the country just in general. We're often referring to the Chinese Communist Party and not the people of China. And so we had seen, because of Trump, already a significant move, including computer components, move to India production. And some factories that had either gone on low production levels or had sort of been shut down in Taiwan in favor of production in China have moved the production back to Taiwan already, well before Corona ever becomes the thing you want to drink or not drink. So it's bad to have everything in any one country like that, and the U.S. needs to rethink its strategic position on some of this. And how the U.S. goes affects how everything else in the world goes, whether you like it or not. That may change one day, but is still not the case. Yeah, we'll spend that and rush some air doctrines. And we've got our drafting it pretty high. What is going to be our next big? Going to be artillery. 39 coming up. That'll be a while away. Small arms, but that's just a few things. Oh, well, we can do this now. So let's do, okay, 60 days, 29. That's one that would really be pushing that forward. Fuel gain, oil, synthetic output. Yeah, we'll do this. Oh no, we're not. Oh, cancel. Are we not doing? Are we? Oh, I thought we were ready to do more research. Why did I think that? I don't know. I'm just clicking on too many things, maybe. Deglobalizing. That's, in a way, yes. But I think we're just resetting networks, quite honestly, a little bit more. No. The thing on the Corona beers situation is they either out of ignorance or out of willful desire misread people's willingness to drink Corona beers on or whatever on something, partially from people that just don't drink beer, so they're not like people like me or whatever that were asked in the thing, and so there was a bunch of people that, and it's not necessarily because of an association. Is just are you likely or less likely or unlikely to drink? And I'm going to say because I don't drink beer, I'm unlike the drunken barbarian. I'm the sober gamer here or something. So yeah, that really. The stock market's skyrocketed. Azad, at least the U.S. one is. And just in the last day or so. I think it's made up most of its losses. So, yeah. Hey, Mantas, how you doing? Well, I thought there was a bunch more English Hoi 4 streamers, but I'm glad you found me. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel. And I'm also streaming currently live on Twitch as well, whether you want to watch me on Twitch or YouTube. Both are very good. I see chats from both. Okay, now we can come over here and get our... Yeah, well, there's no trading today in the main. There's off... Okay, so by taking Valencia, we've won the war. Yay. Good, bad. Good that we won, bad that we're no longer going to get experience from fighting in the war, but yay. So yeah, official trading day is over. I know there's... I forget what the exact term is for trading during the non-official trade period times, but yeah. Oh, we're still fighting the other guys. Oh, that's right. Yeah, thank you. Yes, yes. So we get more experience. Okay, which that, of course, means I need to take these guys, which they're down here, move them up to here. And get over there. Hold the air wings. Now we're going to come up over here. And we're going to, yes, ground support. Maybe build a little AA. Well, I don't know that I'm going to build provincial AA, if that's what you're referring to. But I probably should do this AA. But first, what I really need to do is anti-tank as well. And so to get all that, we need to do more military factories. Okay, we'll try the attaché to Asia again. Yeah, all right, we'll do that. So we've picked up Austria, which will be a very big help for us. What? Well, let's just quickly see. Will Japan? No. So what because you guys want me to send an attaché there, what we need to do is, I think, do this. So we're going to befriend Japan and then see if we can send an attaché there. Okay, so let's get... Okay, we have 3 factories. Let's go for 4 factories there. 3 of that. And then, yeah, we'll do Ares 2 factories for there once we get it built. You just need to... Well, maybe, but it's not allowing me to send an attaché, and I want to... Well, hopefully it's going to improve relations. We'll see. You very well may be right. Well, we will see if it's at all useful with that. Thought we were decrypting French ciphers here. Did we stop somehow? But it hadn't been 400 days, I'm sure of that. We hadn't been doing it for a year. And over here, internationally screaming, yeah. I hear ya, I may be good. Could you invade Luxembourg? Not right yet. We're gonna wait till the real sort of big war starts out. So we're not invading the Low Countries just yet, and we're trying an experiment of setting up a collaborationist government with the Netherlands. Okay, let's continue. We're going to be here. Let's be in the fight. That's sort of the point of being here. Although this government is going to last long. Well, I guess we might as well take that. There we go. Yes. Now our forces are coming home. Yay, we'll throw you a big parade and all that stuff. Well, what's the point of playing if there isn't some sort of challenge? I don't want to just watch the game being played. I want to play the game. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see. We're really starting to push through this. We're getting our ships built. Okay, well, we've caught up on our motorization, though just barely. Tanks, we're getting our medium tanks set up. Artillery and equipment. So I think we should look more to our Air Force. Fighters and then close air support. Oh, and we need to go back. Well, let's get some from Sweden. Now we're in 1938, yay! Which means we can come here and get computing machines without massive things. I'm also worried about fuel reserves, so let's continue to build some of that. I know, well, yeah, looks like we've outdistanced the British. Okay. So now that we've got fuel gain, rubber. Yeah, let's do rubber. Rubber's going to be a very strategic need. And then we'll come down here and get more naval bombers. Okay, we've befriended Japan. Now, I'm not arguing with you, Ari, that there may not be an easier way to do that, but partially what I'm still wanting to do is, now they'll accept, is just to see what the effects of these things are. And yes, now we can send an attaché here. Okay. Now we know what's going on, and we've made friends. Okay, demand Sudeten land. Yes, we need more manpower and divisions to be able to do that. But we want to push there. Government cipher school, very nice. Well, I don't know. We shouldn't be telling him to shut up, drunken barbarian. That's not right. But I'm not disagreeing that it's necessary, but okay. National focuses. I'm trying to think and collect my words because I don't want to turn this into a rant. I want this to be a logical talk on national focuses. National focuses long time ago were presented to me in the idea that this is to be a roadmap. I know I've talked about this before. If you want to get to an extra research slot, this is how you get there. Okay. I get that. And that is useful for the player. I don't know that that's always everything should be known. You know, the effects of all your decisions. that you make in the game shouldn't always you shouldn't always know the especially the long-term consequences. But definitely the idea of some of the, we want to get, the fate of Czechoslovakia, we want to get Czechoslovakia, how do you get there? I totally get that. Okay, so, and I get the idea of can't have everything. You need to make your decisions. But the idea that the Comintern Pact or befriending China or Japan is 70 days is bad. Because whether it's a waste or not, Astrosol is over here now. Very good. In Twitch. I'm glad that they've reduced these down to 35 days. And so forming some of these other packs and befriending some of these other things, I should be able to do and still get through, as well as, extra research slot. Well, okay, I don't know when they're expecting that to come into about. KDF wagon, maybe a bit more 39 than 38. Getting the big factory going for that produces all the Kuba-wagons, the German equivalent to the Jeep is basically the Volkswagen with just a different body on it. So it's the same automotive rear engine automotive setup that the Beetle that we all know setup is. So that is a direct civil to military production that happens. So although this is a civil building here, it without any real conversion to different process. It's like the idea of taking a shoe factory and turning it into a boot factory. They're still producing footwear made out of leather, so there's no real change other than just minor setups. It's not like turning a shoe factory into making leather pouches for holding ammunition or something like that. Mag pouches in the modern sense, but it's also for clips and whatnot in the early days. So leather factories can switch and change or whatever. So some of the stuff definitely switching back and forth is appropriate between civil and military factories, but that is hardly a thing there. And we can look at trying to get to the treaty with the USSR. Definitely should have happened by this time, because historically in 38 they were starting productions of Panzer IIIs. So I sort of kind of looking at a lot of this as what does it take to do these different paths and how well it works out in sort of experimental judgment. Yes, I know I could sit here and work out all the math on this, but I just don't have that kind of brain to do it. So it's more playing and experimenting with it and looking at when things happened early on, because Hermann Goering works, that should be happening in 36 time frame, maybe late 36, but so I'm sort of playing with that. Gross Rom Wirtschaft, I really don't know much about that and where that comes from. Now this probably should be sitting, about 39, I'm guessing. West Wall, we should be have started building it, but there's just one event. So yeah, early 39, that's doable there. So I'm looking at all this stuff and just what it takes to get done. So that's some of my things. Sorry, I haven't read all of the... And I definitely want you to bring up points, Ari, though you do seem to be hammering them a bit vehemently. So, yes, point out what you think should be done, but if, especially after I've acknowledged your advice, maybe not push so hard. And also, how let me say this. And I know some people very vehemently, because they've expressed the fact, want to see long-term plays through to the end. Quite honestly, this is experimental play here that I'm experimenting with setting up the government here in the Netherlands. I don't know that I'm ever going to make it to the war with the Soviet Union. You know, so part of this whole stuff is just sort of like, hey, yeah, let's just sort of kind of do this or that other thing. I'm not really that worried about it. I am sort of playing because maybe maybe this will turn out to be a good playthrough and we will get to the war with the Soviet Union. So I'm not ignoring other things, but a bunch of stuff just doesn't matter to me right now in playing this. So it's more I'm looking at intel, seeing what the collaborationist government is going to be like, and so I'm presuming that we're setting up a collaborationist government, and so later when we do invade, though I don't know if there's a time clock that goes away after we set this up, so when we do invade, we get a puppet government set up here that's allied to us and not that issues diplomatic protests is reasonable request. Yes, we're sending our diplomatic attaches where we please. I would love to see how you would design in your options. Okay, well, we have a little bit of air experience. I did spend a lot of it on doctrines. Now, if you're thinking fighter aircraft, first off, let me say one of the reasons I love Black Ice is that these names are meaningful in that they have been sort of tailored out to what the historic 109 is, where this is generic fighter aircraft level whatever, 1 or 2 or what, fighter 1 or whatever that this is no different than any other case. Now, Arno has asked, would love to see how you would design your aircraft in your opinion. Okay, well, we're going to look at fighters here, and we're going to look at Germany's use. This would be different than America's use. Range should not be a significant issue for Germany. It is a bit of an issue in this game because fucking state mechanics, with not enough airports or air bases or the abilities to put them around. I, as Germany, can't build an airbase in Italian territory. I hate that. I know we can now build in puppets territories, yes, but we can't build in allied states territories, or has that been changed? And I'm not caught up on that. But still, the limited factor on that should not be as big as a problem. In Germany, it doesn't really matter so much. So range is not the issue because we can't do everything, not in a practical sense. So what we're going to look at are, because we only have 50 points, are engines and weapons. That will increase our speed. It reduces our liability and it increases our air attack. So it means that we're going to have a little bit more cost, but that's where we do it, and it's 55 to get to 2. So we can't even do that right now, Arno. So we're not going to actually do it because I spent too much of the air points on rushing some of the doctrines, but that's how I would be looking for Germany. at doing a variant. And I don't know, just varying at one thing is really worth doing that right now. It's just the way it sort of works. It would be better to, I think, to do
Ihre
it
Befehle.
all in one jump. Okay, let's create infantry general, harsh leader, cautious. No, not Monstein, not student. Infantry officer. Yeah, I don't know that we want him facing the Maginot line. Okay, you can face the Maginot line. Up here.
Angetreten.
Create another army.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
So with all of my recent dislike of some elements of Black Ice, it is still, I think, the best thing going here. So we will be looking at some other mods in time.
Angetreten. Angetreten.
Okay, so we pushed ahead on that. Okay, we're getting some more. I mean, it's still not nearly enough, so I think we're going to really start using up air or fuel once we start lots of air operations and whatnot. So let's look at that. Well, I don't know, recently, a while ago, I just am still infuriated with Black Ice over their mechanics for supply problems in invading the Soviet Union and their range of trade that kept Germany from trading oil with Romania, my last playthrough. I know easily how to change the Romanian problem. I think I could probably figure out, it'll take a little while, how to get rid of the effects, the supply problem effects for the Soviet Union. And I know a lot of people are telling me, well, you do it this way. You sort of get your units ready and then you lunge out there before they all go bad on you and yeah, F that. You're playing it like you play regular Hoi 4. Supply problems freaking out here in Stalingrad, and maybe the exact things that they were talking about, that I was having problems back here, literally on the border of Lithuania and, you know, Soviet-occupied Poland. Out here, I may 100% agree with the effect once it's out here, but I did not agree with the effect that it's here. Okay, so and all of the build more infrastructure, do all this other... And I did a lot of that. And hello, Yeet Gaming Omega BTD. How you doing over there? So, yeah, they overdid their effect. I'm just going to, not that I think, they overdid their effect. So, I am refusing to play Black Ice without a fix for Romania, which I can do myself. I may do that myself, or either I myself fix the Russia, or they fix it, or somebody else fixes the Russia problem. Whether that means totally removing the mechanic, which I don't, like, as I think you could tell, I don't necessarily disfavor entirely removing some of the supply problem mechanic, because I do want the Soviet Union invasion, especially deep, you know, as we were approaching Moscow, out in Stalingrad area, getting down here. I do want it to be more difficult to simply operate that further away, but they're not really effectively, in my opinion, taking effect of some of the other stuff. So I don't know when we will be demanding the Sudeten land in time, shortly probably. So yeah, they worked on that, and last patch was a massive overhaul. So yeah, so I'm interested to see how they changed it, and I have the problem of once you start a game, the save game can't readily be modded to include some of the, at least not the way I know how to, because I don't know how to mod the save game, and it gets into a whole different thing. So I don't, what I'm worried about is, oh, well, they've changed it, then starting a series and then running into how has it been changed, not maybe in a way that I like, and so either having to start all over again or whatnot. So I'm very worried about it, as you can tell, as a I don't want to just jump into it. And it isn't, I mean, I guess it is a little bit a personal demand, but I don't really see it that way. I just see it as they broke things, and they broke things because this game is not chess. This game isn't we're on a strange or different planet. How would it be if things were 100% different? Or whatever. No, this is trying to simulate World War II. So when you have like the trade, because they said, oh, there was reasons for the trade range, blah, 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 blah. Minimizing it. Well, I know because I talked to the developers of the game that the trade range was at least partially, maybe not only, but specifically set up so that you didn't have to have a land connection because of other mechanical problems with the game, admittedly. But you don't have to have contiguous land connections with Romania. You don't have to have sea connections with Romania to be able to trade Germany for Romanian oil. Or right now to be able to have trade with the Soviet Union across these other countries. Or for Czechoslovakia to trade with France or whatever, which they did historically. So it was specifically set up for this, and then they're going in and effing with it. So they're breaking it. And so, yeah, it's meant to do that. And good to hear, Drunken Barbarian. I love Black Ice. It just, those were, either one of the problems was bad enough. Both of them got me to, together got me to finally just rage quit that. Okay, no, this is... Okay, well, we just probably deployed a bunch more infantry division. Okay, motorization is slowly catching up, and so is better tank production. So I will be looking into it at some time. I do want to play a proper series. Okay, well now we're going to start submarine production. While we finish up our last destroyer. Now, well, that'll be a while. Let's look at, we've been getting distracted. Let's look over here. Okay, 19 days left. We're setting up the, we'll infiltrate across the border. Our team will follow and leads our agents will. Okay, so we're heading in that direction. And it's one thing I'm with this is I gather we no longer have, although one of these guys, whether it was Wolf or whoever, set up our yeah, you can have a licensed production of that for some air experience. And the right shot up on. Yeah, yes, we can do this now. And I think it's the appropriate time to do this now. It was, well, I thought a little bit later in 38, I think. I'm not good at remembering dates. Right. Oh. Yeah, not our Discord. I think he means the Black Ice Discord. At least I hope you didn't get booted from our my Discord, if you will. Though Arno and Ari are very, and Eric, I want to say, who's not here, is very responsible for setting it up as well as it is. Okay. Under cover of very adverse weather, our team found previously scouted. Why are we finding and proceeded across the border? No, we just come border patrol and check. This doesn't contacts retired military officers who may be convinced to help us organizing new governments as long as they may play a role in it. The team escaped by crossing the border under the cover of night, utilizing local guides to help them fight their way across or find their way across the border. Okay, so we now have prepared a collaborationist government. So I gather now, because I do plan on invading the Netherlands, once we invade, we will be able to set that up. And so, like I was saying, I think the idea that the networks don't stay persistent after our agent sets them up and then leaves to something else. Because if it was more of a case that we go around and set up a bunch of networks that then come in to let us say do operations here, because I don't need to infiltrate the army, capture Cypher. I don't think I want to do that to here. So I guess what we want to do is have you come back over here to start building up that. Or what other intelligence operations should we try to do? Can I be? You don't want to be prime minister of this government. No, you don't want to do this. We're looking for some scummy person who will do our bidding to help dominate the Netherlands. And you're nothing like that, Arno. Okay, the more you do the collaboration governments, the higher. Maybe we shouldn't have moved him over there. Okay, well. We'll prepare another one of these going over here. Yeah, that's sort of, we got the, and we need to see about that, doing the whole improvements, but not a major tech change. Okay, well, how is our current production of anti-tank, anti-air? Okay, artillery, infantry. So now if we were to come in here, we have that, and okay, yes. looks like we have enough artillery, but that would take all of our artillery basically, and so we would have no more, or very little artillery to build more divisions. So I don't quite want to do that yet. Okay, over here. We haven't been building armored cars, so we don't have any available, but that would be what I would want to do. There. For that, but we could just do a signals company, I guess. Also another thing. Yeah, that we will do that there. But mentioning we didn't have enough armored car, we didn't have any armored cars, let's come over here and start production. These guys. And get that kicking up. Oh, that's a good idea. Well, no, we're gonna do another collaboration with government first. Don't know, we may stop this British network setting up. Hey, Spiraling, how you doing? Rubber processing, very nice. And we'll get that going. So right now, I think under these current conditions, I've got the maximum spy slots that I can. I need to add more faction members, is my understanding. Is the only way that I know to increase it at this time. But, and so I don't know that that is satisfactory in the amount. Thanks, Arnaud. As we were talking earlier, Arnaud and particularly has set up a Facebook page, which is very nice. I think it was, though I believe, was it Ari responsible for setting up the Reddit? And I do thank you. And I know also setting up a Steam group. And no, I don't check in those as much as I should. So if I'm missing something, I'm sorry. But I very much appreciate all their great hard work. And not that it shouldn't, after a spy like leaves and a network, degrade, but I think it would take a year or more, or well more, for it to completely fall off. Okay, we can improve. Okay, okay, let's go back here. Research. We're getting up to 39, and that means we're going to get some artillery research, and then in 40 we're going to get more artillery research. Tanks are doing fairly well. We might, I don't know that we need to push the Panzer IV just yet. Infantry, small arms. So yeah, let's come here, and for the materials where I was sort of going, artillery research speed, we're going to grab that up next. So even if we're discounting Austria and Czechoslovakia because we're just going to use the national focus, That's an idea. Yeah. Okay, we could do some of that. The battleship group, we need to assign a raider. And then we want to naval exercising, yes. There we go, go out and train up. I do forget about that because it's a fairly new mechanic. I know not super new, but hello, unpronounceable Russian name. How you doing? Sorry I don't read Cyrillic. Yeah, once we get some naval experience built up there from training. As we can see, we already have 2 points. We'll get more. Okay, yeah. I'm also worried about fighter and just general aircraft productivity. So is there anybody out there watching on Mixer? Just wonder if you're out there. I'd love to hear a shout out from you. Okay, Munich conference. We've got the Sudetenland, which gives us more military factories and does that. Okay. War economy. Probably where we should go next. And let's see. Oh, good. That got us 3 more. At least. Factories. So we're going to do that. And yeah, we'll do some recon. Aircraft. Okay, it has been removed. Okay, we've lost Schacht. And we've mostly moved away from civil factories anyways, so war industrialists actually would be more helpful now. Well, hello Arno, over there on Mixer. Wow, you're watching everywhere. You're checking everything out. Cool, thanks. Guess Hoi 4 isn't very popular on Mixer. But I guess to some degree everything that isn't Fortnite is not very popular. No, we're not going to remove. And how is the war in China going? Not so well for Japan. They've been pushed back out here in their little territory. Oil processing, very nice. Yeah, they're not doing so great. Japan might lose this. Okay. Got all that. Getting that. No, we're not going to spend our air this time. Well, now we could do some fighter improvements. Thank you, Arno. I'm very happy to have people on Mixer. I just don't know. I don't know much about the platform, quite honestly. I'm set up on streaming there, but I mean as in who's there, what are they mostly watching, and that kind of thing. I know they're trying to be... Okay, Federation Initiative. We're not going to do the boost, but we'll just do the regular research. They're trying to be more family friendly, if you will, than Twitch. Which that part I'm not worried about, though. I think they might just be equally or more so censorious about things. Yeah, heavy fighters or anti-tank. Heavy fighters, we're going a bit of a fighter kick, or a bit of air kick now. Okay, let's look back over here. Oh, we're prepared. Very good. Why can't we commence? You do not have... Oh, no, we... Damn, so we've... In the meantime, that we've lost the network strength, so let's move you back to here. So we've lost the network in the meantime. Damn, so... Well, that's my mistake and a waste of time here. I mean, it's not necessary. Yeah, if we kept the guy keeping the network alive. And when we started preparing for it, obviously we had it. Now we have to build it all the way back up to 50%. A little bit of a flaw in my thinking of this design thing, and I don't know. Well, I think we're going to end this episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you're seeing this later, you can maybe follow some of the links and follow me over on Twitch or Mixer or some such thing. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.